Hi guys, Bomber here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are on the third episode of the campaign series. Today we'll be playing the third chapter while also obtaining the bonus battle. So, the deck we'll be using is this one. It's, as you can see, the core of the deck is a Bounty LISTRATA, so that's definitely our win condition, and since Bounty is our win condition, we are also obviously running the Spice Road Trade Company for food production, and then Merchant Guild to convert that food into gold, so that we can have a bunch of gold for our main win condition, which is obviously Bounty. And then we also run 4 other cards, because usually with this deck we want to run Loan. But since Loan can't be played, because if we want to achieve the bonus battle, we can't play Loan. That's the requirement for the bonus battle. And so, since we can't run Loan, then we also run Militia, which is probably we would have run it anyway in the main build of Bounty LISTRATA, because as I usually said, it works like a third bounty and probably as an alternate win condition, because if you did not row the Merchant Guild, but you have a bunch of food thanks to Spice Road and Trade Company, you can kill with food instead of gold, obviously with the bounty, if you did not draw the Merchant Guild. So it's an alternate win condition, but also it's good to remove stuff early on. If, for example, our opponent starts with a bunker or something threatening, a glass cannon, for example, you can trade it with the militia early on. Or it just builds some board presence early on, so it's definitely a good card to have. But then we have some changes. We have a wealthy patron, because as I said, we can't run the loan. So we just need to have another way to get the Merchant Guild faster. And so definitely Wealthy Patron is a good addition, because we can convert food into gold to grab the Merchant Guild if we really need to grab that Merchant Guild early on. And then we also run Palisade, because we could also start by playing the Wealthy Patron behind a Palisade on first turn if we get a proc, because and if we go second. So that's definitely a pretty threatening move to do early on, because we can maintain our economy that way, or also shield her behind a militia. So definitely Palisade easier for that purpose. And then we also run Malediction, because it does not work pretty well with our deck. We do not have any synergy, like for example in a Sister Isadora deck or stuff like that, but it's just a counter card, because our opponents will be running a bunch of allies, and so definitely Malediction will be pretty nice to have in those situations when they have a board full of allies to just clear off the stuff without spending food with militia or gold with bounty. It's just an alternative board clear, which is definitely really strong against those allies we'll be facing off. So, our first opponent is Captain Broger, and his zero power is when ally dies, 30% chance to return to hand. So, as I said before, Malediction is pretty strong against those allies deck. But as our deck goes, our main win condition is obviously start the food production, then grab the Merchant Guild as fast as possible, and then kill with the bounty. And as you can see, we have already our combo in the bank, so that's definitely good for us. And we could as well go for to grab the Merchant Guild next turn, because we will probably be able to, and so that we can grow our economy even more. Unfortunately, we can't grab the Merchant Guild. We just needed one more gold or magic, but that's fine. We can do it now, so let's do it. Then we could also place the Wealthy Patron on board, but there is no point in doing it, because she will obviously die thanks to the Mercenary. So we'll just wait for a Palisade or a Militia to restock, while also continuing grabbing those Merchant Guild to sustain our economy even more. And we also want to start grabbing those Malediction, because till we can't kill our opponent with the bounty, we just want to keep the pressure in control. So, for example, when the Marshal will eat, we just need to have the Malediction ready to answer that situation. So militia is definitely fine because we can shield our wealthy pattern even more, but also the redraw of the merchant guild is pretty huge because we can grow our gold even more. We can also go for a militia, and luckily enough we did redraw the merchant guild, and at this point I think that's probably lethal, or we are really close. So let's try it. And also we should have kept the militia on hand before, because we could then play the bounty and then kill off our opponent with the food remaining if we did not kill it with the bounty. But luckily enough we did kill him, so that's fine. But that just was a bit of a misplay from my side, so I wanted to point it out. So our second opponent is Master Nevretto, and it starts with a bounty and he gets +3 gold when played. So it's actually like every bounty he plays he gets gold, so obviously, as the hero power says, and it's definitely a pretty threatening hero because he's really aggressive. So we need to be fast even more than before. So right now we are also pretty unlucky because he did put a mercenary on play so that we can't play the wealthy pattern, so we just need to wait. And right now I want to go for a nearly merchant guild because definitely we are pretty behind on board and stuff. So we just need to accelerate our economy by a huge amount. And so we just do that, and then hopefully we can redraw it, thanks also to the spice road and stuff. And then we can start to play the malediction to actually clear hopefully our opponent's board. As you can see right now, if he does redraw a bounty, we are pretty much dead, I think, but we can try. So let's do the malediction. Also, we did get some retaliates, so we need obviously to heal. This will definitely put us behind on the food production, and so our all merchant guilds will be less stronger, weaker every time we will play them. But that was obviously needed, because if not we would have died. And at this point we can go for a wealthy pattern on board, but first of all let's grab the trade company, because we need first of all to rebuild our food production and also to heal back a bit. And so let's just do that. So he did unfortunately redraw the bounty, and so he did kill our wealthy patron. First of all, I want to play the merchant guild, as I want to increase my food production. Sorry, to get more chances to redraw it, and in fact we did redraw it. And right now let's try to go for a lethal if we are really lucky, and it seems lucky we are. And in fact this was a pretty lucky for us, really, because we redrew the merchant guild 3 times actually, so definitely a lucky win. But as I said, against those allies, they are those opponents, they are really strong, and so you need to be a bit lucky to get those wins. So our third opponent is another time a Master Nevretto, and right now we see that he has also a bodyguard, so the wealthy pattern will be much more shielded. So I don't want to play the wealthy pattern on first turn, because obviously he has bounty to clear her, so it's better to just go for a spice road and start my food production. So right now instead he has a skulls, unfortunately for his coins, but so he will kill her. But I want him to just force him to kill her, because it will spend resource on her, and also hopefully next time he will not be able to kill her. So let's hope for it. So right now I want to grab the trade company to just increase my deck size and be able to redraw more stuff next turn, and also to increase obviously my food production, as that's the main goal of the deck. So right now we could go for a merchant guild, and I want to grab it this turn, because I want to increase my food production, and also because I will gain gold to play another wealthy pattern, and so he will be able to clear one with the skulls, but not 2 of them. and so we'll be gaining more gold, and so that's definitely good for us. So right now he's in lethal range with the bounty, so we really need to be careful. First of all, let's play obviously the Merchant Guild to increase our economy, and then grab as much cards as possible to increase our chances to redraw a Merchant Guild next time. And in fact we did redraw it, and once we do it, it's definitely lucky, but it's not that lucky because we are working toward getting those redraws. And in fact that's lethal because as you can see we can play the bounty and then the militia, so that we can kill our opponent. And this is the importance of militia, because it acts like an even more killer when you have food to spare and to kill your opponent. So definitely militia, as I said, is an alternative win condition for this thing that I showed. So as you can see, the bonus battle requirement is no loans played, so let's go for the bonus battle. And the bonus battle is against another time Captain Broker, and this is where the malediction is really important, because we want to clear our opponent stuff. So let's start with the Palisade, because we can, and we can grab anything. And Palisade would also be a really key card in this matchup, because we will be really struggling to survive. So definitely Palisade will help to stop the allies' attacks. It's unfortunate that we did bump out of the bank the malediction, so we definitely want to restock it, and so we'll just let it pass another time. And also I want to go for an early Merchant Guild, so that we can really increase our economy early on, so that we can grab more stuff and hopefully be faster and win the game faster, as really this opponent is really aggressive. So let's try to avoid being put in too much pressure. Right now we really need to redraw the Merchant Guild, and so first of all let's play the Spice Route from our bank, so that we can increase our end size and increase our chances to redraw it. And we did not, so that's definitely unlucky. Right now we'll be taking 4 damages because there is a Marshal in play, and probably another 2 thanks to the lead the charge. If he redraws the charge in the deck, we are still at 2 health, so it's pretty risky, but I'll just risk it anyway. Also, I didn't see that he had the loan in his board, so that he couldn't afford another loan and lead the charge. So we did finally redraw the Merchant Guild, so let's go for it. And as you can see, another time we were pretty lucky, because we did redraw another time the Merchant Guild, but really we just have a deck that works toward this strategy, to just redraw the Merchant Guild as fast as possible. And as you can see, it works. It's just lucky, but it's the main mechanic of Vespitole, to draw cards. And so draw cards is RNG by itself. And if you know me, I don't like RNG at all, but drawing card is the essence of card games. And so it's the only RNG thing that I afford in a card game. And so definitely that's it's just good to work towards drawing the good card. And so we did that, and we were rewarded, so definitely nothing bad in it. So let's just kill our opponent, and that's GG. Chapter 3 done. So, as you have seen, this deck can definitely win the 3rd chapter of the campaign, and also, if I may say, in a very fast way. Probably Malediction is not that needed, but it's just, as I said, a really good counter cards that probably helps the win rate and the consistency of this deck against those opponents. But really, you could, even since it's a scarce, and probably some of you don't have it, you can probably swap it with another Wealthy Patron, or a Militia, or a Spice Road, or really anything that's already in the deck, or probably another Palisade. It will be pretty decent. So those are the changes I will do if you do not have the Malediction, another card that's already in the deck. So that's it for this video. Hope you liked it and find it useful. Be sure to leave down below a comment to let me know what you want to see in the next videos, and as always, see ya!